So keeping on Sonic, I wanted to bring up something that I talked about in my open mic Saturday night deal this past Saturday. And I haven't yet clipped it yet to be its own individual on-screen video, on-camera video. Maybe I will after this, who knows. But if not, you can have this little audio thing here. And that is the fact that I wanted to come out and talk about, what I talked about then, and that is the fact that Sonic SatAM, on the Sonic the Hedgehog Wildbrain YouTube channel, that it, along with, I believe, Underground and Adventures, is being re-uploaded. That's right. Now you might say, or not say, but you might ask, well, what do you mean being re-uploaded? Well, quite honestly, what I'm saying is that Wildbrain, it seems every few years, will re-upload episodes of some of the cookie jar geek, that's D-I-C, geek entertainment shows that they have under their belt. Because Wildbrain basically is Geek Corporation. They are the DIC, but basically they're the new owners of it. They bought them out. Anyway, they seem to, on occasions, whether it's the cartoon superheroes, retro cartoons, cartoons for everyone, whatever YouTube channel they have under their name, it seems that one of the things they are constantly doing every few years, if not every few months, is re-uploading the same episodes of a show that they've done before, but in higher quality. That's right. And that's exactly what they're doing with Sonic. Again, I don't know, but I would assume Underground is also included, along with Adventures. Well, Adventures, obviously, because it's got a Blu-ray release. But yeah, every episode of the 3 Sonic cartoons they have under the belt is being reissued, re-uploaded in 1080p. That's right, 1080p. Now, I will say that the presentation is still 4:3 as originally broadcast, but the 4:3 is just a little bit bigger. I think it's more like a 5:7. So it's kind of like 5:7 presentation almost, if you catch my drift. It's either 5:7, 6:4, but mainly it's the native 5.3 screen presentation, just like you would see with Hasbro Pulse when they would do G.I. Joe, Transformers, and some of the shows they have on there. They would present it in original 4:3. And you kind of get that here, but it's a 4:3 widescreen. We'll put it that way, 4:3 widescreen. But it's being presented in 1080p. It's being re-uploaded in 1080p. Now you might say to yourself, how is that possible? The show was never filmed in 1080p. It was never broadcast in 1080p. That is true. That is indeed true. But like I said in the open mic deal, when I put the physical disc of Sonic SatAM, the complete series, on the tray, on the disc tray for my Ultra Blu-ray 4K player, or my Ultra 4K Blu-ray player, when I put the disc on the tray and insert it and thus allow it to basically be inserted into the player, and then I turn it on my 4K television, I look at the details, because one of the things I do with my remote is I go to the section that says Blu-ray, and I click on the OK button, basically the little round middle button, the circular button in the middle. I press on the remote, and it brings up the details on the screen, like at the top of the screen, and it shows that what I'm watching is being presented in 3840 by 2160, basically in 4K ultra high definition, even though the disc being played in the 4K player is a standard 480 by 720 or 720 by 480 disc, SD standard definition. Now, what does this all have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, it's real simple. Apparently, Wildbrain has decided that technology has come around, in a big way, that they're using software to basically convert up bit rate, if you will, up convert the quality of the image. That's right. They're using whatever technology they have access to, and obviously it's the same technology a lot of people have access to up the bit rate and the picture quality and maybe the sound quality to that of high definition, mostly 1080p. Now, they did this originally years ago when they upped it to 720, which was just regular high definition. But now you're getting it at FHD, full high definition, at 1080p. Still presented in the 4:3 widescreen format, 5:7, 6:4, whatever you want to call it. Still presented in that way, but it's in high definition. It's being shown in high definition. And like I said in the open mic on Saturday, late Saturday night, I truly believe that the reason this is happening, in my opinion, the reason this is happening is because Wildbrain is setting up the moment we've been waiting for. You see, ever since Discotek Media came out and basically said that they were releasing Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog after they had already released Sonic X on Blu-ray. When they announced they were doing the same with Adventures as part of the SD on BD lineup, everybody was hoping that Sonic SatAM would be next on the table, and Discotek Media even said, hey, hold your horses, do not worry, we got more Sonic coming. And obviously that told us we're getting SatAM and we're getting Underground. But when and where? Well, to me, what I see going on here, as I was saying, sorry for the interruption, basically, what that tells me is they're getting ready to release Sonic SatAM. In my opinion, don't take my word for it, but in my opinion, what this tells me is they're getting ready to, release SatAM and Underground onto Blu-ray. That's just my opinion. Because why? Ask yourself this. Why would Wildbrain decide to suddenly take the Sonic cartoons, along with some of the other ones, and decide to go the 1080p route with them? Why are they doing that? Why? Well, it's real simple. To potentially maybe release them on Blu-ray. That's why. And I think that's what's happening here. Because, again, why would they decide to release, all these episodes, up-convert them, if you will, re-upload them, re-release them? Why would they decide to do that if there wasn't something to it? It wasn't something more to it. And again, like I said, Discotek themselves said, hey, hold your horses, we got more Sonic to come. The only question is when and where. And apparently we're getting clues right now as to the when and the where. Not an exact date per se, but we're getting clues, we're getting hints to the fact that the when and the where might be sooner than we think, than what we're, believing in our minds right now. But we'll see. Obviously, the year's coming to an end, so they probably have one more Discotek Media Day ahead of them. And I've got a feeling, now don't take my word on it, like I mentioned earlier, do not take my word on it, but I've got a feeling that might be not only the last Discotek Media Day of the year of 2022, but I've got a feeling that's when we're going to get our announcement of SatAM and Underground coming to Blu-ray next year. Because think about it, 2023 is going to mark 30 years since Sonic SatAM debuted. And will mark 25 years, technically, since Underground debuted. So think about that. Think about that. To celebrate the 30th anniversary and the 25th anniversary of those two Sonic shows, the two last DIC Sonic shows ever, now you'll have the potential opportunity of celebrating it with ownership of a complete Blu-ray set of both shows. That to me is mind-blowing. That to me is mind-blowing. But again, do not take my word for it. Do not take my word for it. But to me, it just seems too coincidental. It seems too coincidental that, Wildbrain is re-uploading, the re-uploading and up-converting, these shows. It just seems too coincidental, in my opinion, that the re-uploading and up-converting, these shows, in my opinion, or these episodes for the shows to the YouTube channels. It just seems too coincidental. Too coincidental, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Do you think maybe I'm just speculating too much? Or do you think maybe there is something to it? Do you think maybe there is something to this that we're not aware of? What are your thoughts? Do you think maybe we are going to potentially get that announcement by the end of the year? Because again, 2023, 30 years. 2023, 25 years. 30 years for SatAM, 25 years for Underground. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video, super chat, super stickers are open during the live chat if you choose to do so. It'll be really helpful if you can. As well as you can check me out at Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and Cash App at BWRoses98. And honestly, guys, I could really use the help right now in that department, because I'll be able to get the finances right away. So if you could do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, check me out at patreon.com/BWRoses90, BWRoses. That's the $1 or $3 tier. Also, check me out at BWRoses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations, except for Pandora. Also, check me out at VENMO at BWRoses for content you can't get here on YouTube. Also, check me out at DeviantArt.com, says BVW1979, and at my Teespring store as well. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about this? Do you think, honestly, this is the direction we're heading? Do you think this is, leading potentially to the shows, both shows ending up on Blu-ray thanks to Discotek Media, in the future, in 2023, to celebrate both the 30th and 25th anniversaries of both shows? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below and in the live chat. And until then, guys, I'm out.